Hi guys, today we're going to read Chapter 6, Winter 1805 to 1806. We are almost done with the book. We have 3 chapters after this, and they're all really short. Okay, so it says, while they were at Fort Clatsop, the explorers made more than 300 pairs of moccasins for the trip home. A pair of moccasins lasted just a few days. So here's like a fresh pair versus a pair that's like ruined. You can see the seams coming loose, the holes ripped apart. The explorers traded with the Clatsop tribe. So this is them kind of trading. Here's the Clatsop tribe over here for cakes made of berries and for other foods. The nearby ocean also had something valuable, salt. It was needed to flavor food and to preserve meat for the return trip. So in case you didn't know, the reason that they named their fort Fort Clatsop is because of the Clatsop Indian tribe that lived nearby. Okay, so this is them making the salt. And this is the salt over here. So again, they flavored their food with it, just like you and I do. And they also preserved meat so that it would last longer because they didn't really have like a refrigerator or a freezer on their canoes. To make salt, the men boiled seawater in large sea kettles. When the water bubbled away, salt stuck to the sides of the pots. Then the men scraped off the salt and stored it. Around New Year's Day of 1806, the captains heard that a whale had washed up on the coast. Clark formed a group to get its oil and blubber. The blubber tasted like pork fat. This would be a treat for people who have only eaten wapato and elks for weeks. Remember that wapato is like that root vegetable? No one thought of including Birdwoman on the trip to see the whale. She felt hurt. She had traveled a great distance under terrible conditions. She had helped them get horses, found food for them, and risked her life several times. She had saved their supplies. She had done all this while caring for her baby. She wanted to see the whale. Could you imagine being Sacagawea after everything you've done for these men and everything that you've helped them with? They've sold your prized possession and they forget to include you on like cool discoveries like seeing a huge whale washed up on shore. Through her translation chain, Sacagawea spoke to Clark. I have traveled a long way to see the great waters, she told him. Now that you are going to see the monstrous fish, I think it very hard that I cannot go. Captain Clark took Birdwoman along to see the whale. So she spoke up for herself and then they took her, but they didn't think of it right away. Pomp's birthday fell on February 11th, 1806. By then, he was starting to say a few words and to walk. Clark had grown to love the child. He called him my little dancing boy. Before Pomp went to sleep at night, Clark held him and sang to him. I wonder how that made Charbonneau feel, that Clark was so close with his son. Early spring brought more excitement to Fort Clatsop. The Corps had spent 3.5 months in their winter quarters. Now it was time to head back home. On March 22nd, 1806, Lewis and Clark gave their fort to the Clatsop Indian chief. The next afternoon, they began their journey back to St. Louis. And tomorrow, we'll learn more about how they get back home. How does Sacagawea get home? Does she go back to the Shoshone Indians? Does she go back with her husband to the Minnetree Indians? We'll find out tomorrow. Bye.